of people can maybe, mess themselves up with that mindset, thinking that they're bigger than the program. I know me personally, no matter what team I go on, they're going to already have their superstar, their main scorer. So me, I was going to have to go in there, and if it's play defense against the best player on the floor, then I'll be willing to do that. If it's sit in the corner, make a three when I get the opportunity, I'll be able to do that as well. So, me, I'm just mentally, I'm prepared to do whatever I have to do, and I definitely feel like I'm ready to take on that challenge.
What makes Yaxel different? Why is he set up to be more successful as an incoming 24-year-old rookie?
I think the separator with Yaxel is that he just hasn't been playing that long. If he's a guy that came up in the system and he's had coach his entire life and he's trained his entire life, he got more athletic this year. His movements improved, and I think even when you get him into the NBA lifestyle and the right environment, I think he's got another step to make. He's gotten better every year the last 6 years of his career, from Arizona Western to UAB to us. He improved every year. But I think because he hasn't had to rely on his athleticism and he still has a lot more to learn, he still has a couple more jumps to make. And I'm excited to watch it.
Sometimes when I talk to NBA people, they say, yeah, but he's 24. Yeah, but he's older. He's physically overpowering. To me, it just feels like Yaxel has one of those unusual long and winding paths to get to this point where you look at his age, 24, but that doesn't really tell the story of how early he still is in his development.
The other thing with Yaxel, I think if he's 19 and he's as good as he is now, then he's expected to come into the NBA and be a max contract go-to guy that when it comes playoff time, you throw the ball to him on the elbow and he creates the offense for his team. And probably, I would assume by him coming into the league at 23, then it's going to be more of a plug and play that he can help I think he can help a playoff team win today. I think he can help you win in the playoffs, but not as their primary scorer, just as a really good player that some nights he could lead you in scoring and other nights he might have 10 rebounds and 8 assists and 6 points. And so I think the age might actually be beneficial for him because I just don't think he's that type of player where he wants to shoot and he's got a scorer or chucker mindset. So I think he's equipped to step in because of who he is as a person and help a good team immediately.
All right, there's some rumors out there that Yaxel Lendeborg is not having the best workouts for the NBA draft, and he could be dropping. Now, you got to remember, he did have an injury in the NCAA Final Four, and maybe, the workout. But that's funny, I was listening to Nick Van Axel talking about his NBA workout, and he was supposed to be a low lottery pick, 12 to 22, and he was. And I might put this clip in here, and he talked about George Karl basically put the word out there that he had a bad workout in Denver, and they was really running him and doing all these drills. He wasn't prepared, right? And he admitted to one of his workouts, they stayed up playing the game all day and he didn't get no rest. So he wasn't taking it serious. And, he said he never dreamed of being in the NBA. But, look at this interview on Straight Out the Mud. And he said he was tired, and George Karl, he wore a Duke hat into the workout. He didn't know. He just said he liked hats. That George Karl was a North Carolina guy. And, George Karl really worked him out hard and put the word out there that he was lazy. And he fell to Lakers, to 37, in the second round. And, it is what it is. So, workouts can be deceiving. The workouts that they put those guys through, it's probably harder than they do in regular season practice. But at the end of the day, if the character is high, we've seen what he can do. I'm not really worried about that. If he fall to 21, or they can fall to a place where they can get him. I mean, you see what I can do on the basketball court. It's not a one-on-one. It's not a one-on-one drill. You can talk to my college coaches. You know what I'm saying? Me playing this guy one-on-one. Does that mean I'm going to be, better than him if he beat me one-on-one? No, it's a team sport. And so he said back then they really didn't do one-on-ones, but now they do one-on-ones and all these drills and see where you at in shape and stuff. And, we can talk to the college coaches. I feel like it's just risk. You going to work out for teams and you do the combine, then you going to work out. You doing all this fucking running and working out for the combine and for these teams when they already know if you can hoop or not hoop. They see the tape. They see you at the combine. They talk to your college coaches or wherever coaches. You know, I don't really understand it, but the rumor is, and I ain't saying it's factual, the rumor is the Yaxel Lendeborg can drive, and it's perfect for the Pistons. You know, especially if you go out there and you kind of look at more of a temporary option, bringing Tobias back, or you're looking at another temporary option, Bobby Portis, you know, and I don't know who all there. I mean, the main names, Trey Murphy, Lloyd Markkinen, Michael Porter Jr., maybe Cam Johnson can play some 4. Maybe you're looking at a guy like Aaron Gordon. I mean, there's just a couple names, you know, maybe KD, you know, like Portis, KD, those are temporary options. You know, Tobias here is temporary options. So, you know, honestly, you know, I like Yaxel Lendeborg a lot. I like the other kid from Michigan a lot. I like the big fella a lot. But if you can get Yaxel Lendeborg, and I think he's ready to step in right now and help you out. I think he can step in right now in rotation, give you shooting, give you dribble, and then college game really limits you. Give you more athleticism at that spot. You know what I'm saying? Already a seasoned veteran, already an older guy. I don't mean 23 still young, but I think right now, if I don't have to jump up too much or if I can obtain them, I think I'll go after that. Unless I got a guy that I really like. I can go out there and get it. It won't be Giannis. You know, it won't be, you know, right now, I'm not sure if it's going to be Lloyd Markkinen because the rumor is they want somebody that can help them right now. So I talked about it in a video Wednesday. They want somebody that can help right now. So who is that going to be? It ain't Ron Hollins. You know, you start looking about Isaiah Stewart, Dennis Jenkins, Asar Thompson. That's what kind of, maybe a sign and trade for Tobias Harris. I mean, maybe that's what they pretty much looking at. I mean, and then on top of that, do you not want the draft capital? So right now, you know. So, but yeah, with Lendeborg ability to be able to shoot the rock, you know, put the ball, attack the rim, defend. I mean, I think it's a good fit for the Pistons. You know, sign Tobias for a 1 or 2 year deal. And, you know, when Lendeborg is ready to take over, I mean, let him take over. Let him take over. So, I know you can play. We know he can play. We know he can jump. We know he can shoot. We know he can dribble. Now that in the NBA game, it is going to be a lot more wide open without playing traditional zone. We don't have a super long shot clock and people can play a tradition now. It's more of a one-on-one game. It's more of a one-on-one game. So it should be fun. It should be a good fit for him in the league. You know, if he ain't conditioning up to par, they get your conditioning up to par. You know, real quick, fast, in a hurry. Big, strong, physical kid. Athlete. Good shooter, you know, go right up the street from Ann Arbor to Detroit. So, yeah, maybe it'd be some good news. So it's a good draft, it's a good deep draft. You know, I hear, you know, Jeff T, the draft not that deep. And I'm like, man, shut your ass up. Shut up. You got DeBonsa, you got Cameron Boozer, A-Cup, Darren Peterson. You know, was it Caleb kid down there in North Carolina? I think you got a kid out of Arkansas. I mean, you got a bunch of a kid out of Illinois. You got a bunch of guys. You know? So, it's going to be fun. You know, who might be the best out of all of them? Keep it a bean with you. It might be Darren Peterson. I think the most talented player is Darren Peterson. If you ask me to be honest, the most talented guy is probably Darren Peterson. So, it's just all of a sudden, you know, questions about him pulling himself out of the game might be a blessing in disguise. He might land at a better fit. But what he can do with a basketball and how easy he can score, if I had the number 1 pick, I like AJ DeBansta a lot. But if I had the number 1 pick, I'm probably taking Darren Peterson. It's a guards league now. And how you know, I know he had the Krentine scare. but how effortless his game is. Like he is as smooth. He is as smooth as a baby's bottom. You know what I'm saying? Oh, that power went out. He's as smooth as they come. But that's just my opinion on it. But hey, thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Find me on X, Facebook, Kick, Twitch, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. Appreciate the love and support. Peace.